Welcome back to Booze and the Rocks. My name is David Edwards, and today I'm going to take a bottle of red wine and I'm going to make a Bordeaux Sour. But I'm not just going to make this Bordeaux Sour, I'm also going to make this Bordeaux Sour. Let's see which one is better. Let's get into it. Alright, it's great to have every one of you back here today. We are doing something interesting. We are going to attempt to make red wine taste good. Now, those are fighting words for some people out in the audience, I am sure. But let me be honest with you, I'm not a wine guy. However, a friend of mine said, Dave, I'll sit you down, we'll start you off with a Riesling, have a good wine, show you how to appreciate it. And I went, yeah, you know what, we'll do that. But not today. So today I'm doing the Bordeaux Sour. And this is interesting because I haven't seen very many variations of it, but I am going to use the one from liquor.com. And I'm going to make a slight variation. I'm going to do this two ways for you. One, I'm going to do without an egg white. For those people that don't want an egg white and don't need that extra foamy head. And for those other people that want a nice foamy head, and I laugh as soon as I say that because, anyways, I have problems. You want a nice mouthfeel. You just can't say stuff like that without it sounding bad. Anyways, let's get on to actually making this drink because I'm sure it's going to be awesome. So we're going to do this first with your shaking glass. The first thing you need is your Maraschino Cherry of choice. Try really, really hard not to go with one of those nuclear red cherries. Go with a good cherry, a Luxardo or an Amarena or something like that. And that's going to, it'll set you up for your beginning flavors. The first thing you need is 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. I've got some good Quebec maple syrup from about 1,000 kilometers away, and you know what? Some of the best maple syrup I've ever tried. Although I do, however, like the Vermont maple syrup because, it's just really good too. We need a ½ ounce. Now, ½ ounce works out to 15 ml, and that's your equivalent of 1 tablespoon. Looks pretty nice. Next thing you want to do is take your muddling stick, whatever you choose to do, and you're just going to pulverize this nicely. This will just crash down really, really nice, like so. You don't have to do much effort for that, and we're good. Now we start on with the good stuff. Put your glass here, flip this over. First thing you want is some bourbon. Now the recipe calls for some Maker's Mark 46 bourbon. This is my first time popping into one of these bottles. So this should be really, really good. I'm looking forward to this. Oh, did you hear that? Absolutely perfection in the sound of opening a bottle. Give this a bit of a try because, if I'm gonna throw this in a cocktail, I gotta enjoy my ingredients. Oh yeah, ooh. This is a 40% ABV alcohol, which is great. So that is a total of 94 proof. When I learn to do math, you'll all understand. I need 2 ounces or 60 milliliters of this wonderfully golden, delicious, spicy fluid. You also need a little bit of your Bordeaux of choice. Not being a wine guy, I went and picked up some Mouton Cadet Bordeaux. Bordeaux, of course, is French. And now I'm going to attempt to open a wine bottle on camera. And I apologize in advance for my terrible technique and whatever. So you get to laugh now as I struggle with opening my bottle. Okay, as I continue to struggle with my bottle, I am not the officiant. That sounded pretty good too. Well, it smells like wine. Let's give it a try. It's very red. It's noticeably fermented grape. Oh, it's not bad. Maybe I can learn to appreciate wine. But you know what? Today we're making wine beautiful. We're adding it to bourbon. Because after all, with some whiskeys, you'll actually age them in wine barrels. We need 1 ounce or 30 milliliters. And so far this looks really dark. Next thing you're going to use is a little bit of lemon juice. We need 1 ounce of this as well. Give this a bit of a squeeze. And I got some decent sized lemons in here. The excitement. La, da, da, da. Nothing like squeezing lemons to get the juices flowing. You're putting a little bit of effort into your cocktails. Put that right there and put that in like so. We also need 5 dashes of orange bitters. And I don't know why I picked that up. I was just getting excited to try this. Let's see what happens. And I like, these are the Dillon's orange bitters. Dillon's, of course, is a Canadian company. And we'll add some confusion to the mix because I don't know what I'm doing today. Add some ice. And we're gonna shake the crap out of this for a good 10 to 15 seconds. Slap it with the strength of 1,000 suns. And let's get to it. So grab your rocks glass or the glass of your choice. We're gonna throw some fresh ice in here. And we'll just strain this in for you. Now I'm just going to use my Hawthorne strainer and I'm going to close the gate a little bit. Ooh, that does look good. I must admit, that does look good. We'll garnish this with 1 more Maraschino Cherry. Put that right there. And I'll put this off to the side. Look at that. Move these over here. I'll need this. Grab your next shaking glass, and we start the process all over again. There's no real difference with the process in this, except for we're going to add egg. So again, grab your Maraschino Cherry. You want to grab 1/2 ounce of awesome maple syrup that you believe. Do not go with Aunt Jemima or Crown whatever type of syrup. You definitely want maple syrup. And again, you want 1/2 ounce, 15 mils, or the equivalent, which is 1 tablespoon. Flip this over, give that a bit of a squeeze, shake that, clean it, sounds good. Grab your bourbon. This is going to be a good night, I can tell already. We want 2 ounces, which is 60 mils. Next you want 1 ounce of your not so cheap plunk, as they would call it. So your Bordeaux of choice. 1 ounce is 30 mils. And next, of course, you would like 1 ounce of lime juice. Squeeze that over, smash that. Ooh. And throw that in. Put these over here. Put your lemons off to the side. Grab 5 dashes of your orange bitters again. And the pièce de résistance, and egg white. Slam that on the side. And keep it all together. Look at that. And you know what? A lot of people go whole prairie oyster on stuff with fancy little spices and stuff. I've never had a prairie oyster, but I'm not going to waste this. I need my natural fats. Mmm. Yum. Egg yolk. because you don't want to waste your ingredients. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to shake this really, really hard. And you want to make sure you have a good seal because you don't have any ice, because you'll hear some expansion happening first. And shake it for a good 10 seconds hard. Try and get this open. Now you just want to put just a little bit of ice in here. And you want a couple of, say, 2 good-sized ice cubes. And we're going to shake this hard again. And now we're just cooling it down. And really put some effort into it. Oh, I hope this works out well. Clean this off because I want it to look nice. Oh yes. Clean that mess. Grab your rocks glass of choice. Add a little bit of fresh ice. And again, just using your Hawthorne strainer, pour it in. Wow, that is awesome. One change in the difference of your ingredients changes the appearance of the drink immediately. I'll put that right there. Put this here. We're going to garnish this with another cherry. You could use a piece of lemon if you want, just to give it a splash of color. In fact, let's do that because my cherry just fell away. I want some look, something nice and tasty and pretty looking. You know what? I've changed my mind. I'm gonna save that for something. One of the things you can do with your older fruits is you can actually dehydrate your fruits. And look at that, that'll float beautifully on top. While I give this another moment to separate, let's try them out. Which one do you think will be better? Leave a comment down below. And why do you think it'll taste better? Smells good. So I get a little bit of the cherry immediately off the top. I have a gorgeous, nice red presentation. Try that again. The red wine is coming through a little bit. It's muting the bourbon. I'll try a bit more. Ah, there's the bourbon. There's the red wine separating. This is a really good cocktail. It's not sweet. It is not overly tart. The bourbon does not come out overly spicy either. Okay, let's try this one. Totally different looking cocktail. Absolutely interesting. So the differences are with the egg white on top, I don't actually smell the bourbon or the red wine. And there is a difference in the flavor. You have a slightly different mouthfeel. It's a little smoother when you drink it, a little softer on the tongue. You get, the bourbon comes through a little bit stronger than it does with the wine. I think I prefer this one. Both are really good. I prefer the one with the egg white in it. However, if this is your cup of tea, awesome. Two really good cocktails, two different flavors. The bourbon doesn't come busting forward. The wine is there. It tastes good. It works good together. This is a great way to make wine beautiful, but don't use the cheapest plonk you can find. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the ingredients for both of these down in the description down below. If this is your first time to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell notification. That way, every time I put up a new video, you will be notified. And you know what? If you like a great cocktail, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time. David Edwards, and today I'm going to take some wine and make it taste really good. I'm going to make
a Bordeaux Sour.
Yeah, a Bordeaux Sour. Welcome back to Booze and Rocks. My name is David Edwards, and today I'm going to make a
Bordeaux Sour.